Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Wash and Go GB Football Dream Team Show. Tonight, me, Chris Kamara, Cammy, I'm joined by an esteemed panel of British online media. Initially, I want to get your thoughts on the fact whether we should have a British team. Sam?
I have to say I'm anti it. The conflict we have between the home nations already, clubbing them all together, the repercussions of that could be too serious. There's always a lot of hostility between our home nations already.
We don't have a culture for it in this country. And obviously that's going to sour people's opinions, especially people from Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland who, they don't compete in international tournaments on the whole anyway.
Definitely for the other three smaller nations, it might be a benefit for them. Even if it is a GB squad, they're still going to get a chance to bring home a medal, a trophy for their country that they wouldn't have if they were just playing for Wales or Scotland.
I'm Welsh, unfortunately, and I'm certainly not overly in favour of having a GB team. I just think if it's not the pinnacle of your sport, then scrap it.
David?
I think I'd like to see it as amateurs first of all. But let's say it's not, then as long as they were allowed Northern Ireland, Wales, Scotland, as long as there was we could pick all of those as well as England players, I think, yeah, why not?
Just from a pure football point of view, it's quite exciting. Will Charlie Adam work well with Wilshere? Could you have Aaron Hughes at the back with Chris Smalling?
Okay, well, let's just have a little think about what the people at home want. According to the Wash and Go GB Football Dream Team survey, an overwhelming majority of 72% of footy fans would vote in favour of a united team to represent Great Britain. If we had a British GB team, then who would we have in that particular team?
Goalkeeper, that pivotal position. Joe Hart is the best player, but he's going to be at the European Championships. So I think Alan McGregor and Wayne Hennessy are the most talented and most prepared for that job. The other English options are, I think they're damaged. I don't think they want to play at international level. Rob Green, Scott Carson, Paul Robinson, David James, those players. Foster, they were all completely destroyed by international football. I don't think Kieran Gibbs right now is solid enough or mature enough. I think there are players now that are more rounded than Kieran Gibbs. I play Neil Taylor.
If Taylor can do it again for another season, then
Gibbs has never done it for a season.
He hasn't had an opportunity to do it for a season, come on.
Is he going to get one?
Neil Taylor's barely played 50 professional games. Well, I think Kieran Gibbs was Champions League semi-finalist. Did he play against
Do you remember that? Do you remember that game?
Yeah. No, let's not discuss that game. No. We knock our players down and they, like we were talking about the keepers before, once they've been knocked down, they find it very hard to come back up again.
I think that's proof of fans' generally sort of fickle nature towards the players' performance. Like if Gibbs has had an absolute blinder, you'd be singing his praises. Plays again next week, he has a shocker, and you're all lamenting him and wanting him out of the team. I think going back to the whole fantastical idea of fans choosing the team, they are fickle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be based on half a season, pretty much.
And of course, you've got the lad Jones, who I presume is going to start ahead of Chris Smalling next year for Manchester United.
Danny Wilson at Liverpool, young Scotland left back, centre back.
Right back, centre back. Yeah,
he played in a few different. Liverpool went and bought him for Rangers. I think he's a great defender.
Going to have a good year next year as well.
Yeah.
Under Douglas's tutelage.
I'd put him in a defence. Definitely.
Gareth Bale has made the world stand up and take notice of Gareth Bale's performances, so it's hard to accept
because
what you're saying.
He performed in 4 games.
But that's those 4 games, that impact that he's made. You name me another player who's performed on the world stage in the same manner.
David Beckham can play 5 games and be the best player in a tournament in 5 games. He's still David Beckham. He was England's best player for 12 years, and nothing's come close since.
I just think bring him on when it's 1-1 and it's like 75 minutes. Chuck him on. I'm all for it.
Beckham for manager.
Or assistant.
Assistant manager.
Involved.
Hey, Nathan looks good in a suit. I would love to see Giggs play in a proper competition.
Giggs didn't give Wales what Giggs should have given Wales.
But to be honest with you, I wouldn't have played for Wales under Bobby Gould.
No.
You'd have had to pay me a hell of a lot of money to play for Wales under Bobby Gould.
Sure.
If I'm playing for Man United week in, week out, winning
Under
this
Fergie.
and that, under Alex Ferguson, and then you go and play under Bobby Gould, I wouldn't have done it.
That's why I put Bobby Gould forward for manager.
I think Giggs will have more chance of starting. He's more versatile.
Fitter.
He can still deliver a ball.
He's still playing in the Premier League.
He can rotor around. He's taking status out of it. He could be captain.
You could have Bale, Ramsey.
Giggs still starts.
Nice shout.
Maybe Bellamy up front. Returning into Wales.
I'd have Sturridge there. 100% of the time.
I agree. Quality-wise, I agree.
I think he's a shoe-in.
For the squad,
I
definitely.
think for that.
And Danny
I
Welbeck
think-
with him, yeah?
Yeah, for me, I don't think that. I think that's just
Nice.
it.
Bellamy or Davies? Davies.
Davis.
I'm sorry, I want someone who's not going to get sent off in the first 30 minutes of the first match.
But like you said,
He's changed. He's a change
if
man.
you're going to do
Oh
it,
no, he's not. A leopard never changes their spots.
we'll scrap my
Yeah.
opinion because it's a bit of a can of worms, so we'll draw a line under that. And we'll say Bellamy.
Is anyone going to make a case for Emil?
No, I don't think so. Sven's not here, is he? The great thing about this team is that you can moan about everything.
Yeah.
Should there be Irish players? Should there be Scottish players? Should we be doing it at all? Every level of it is a debate.
So we've been discussing our picks for a GB team. So why don't you have a go now? Log on to skysports.com/Wash and Go Dream Team, and you might be the lucky person who wins 2 tickets to go to Brazil to watch a football match.